Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the Robuilder YouTube channel. Today we're hopping in and we're gonna start making our game right here. It was the free game that Roblox gives you the template for, and our goal is to turn this game into 100,000 Robux. Now I have the old map grouped up right here, and this is what I'm going to be turning the new one into. Now if we go to the comment section of that video, which for some reason actually popped off, the most liked comment last time I checked was at like 700 likes, and it says make a wasteland. That would be pretty exotic. Now I looked up wasteland because I was like, isn't that like zombie apocalypse type, like desert-ish type thing? And yes it was, and that's not that exotic at all. So I'm gonna make a toxic wasteland. So still keep that wasteland theme, but it's gonna be like toxic, so a lot of greens, and yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. I already got a new skybox, which is right here, and I got I changed like the tints and stuff in the lighting properties. Lighting's definitely not done, but it will be done when I finish everything. Today we're gonna focus on the mesh creation so we can start building up the map next episode. So we're gonna hop into Blender. I do have a list of everything I need to build. We need a mine, a puddle, a coin, a jump pad, spikes, lantern, a toxic NPC. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that yet. A broken bridge, support beams, spill over the edge. So I'm gonna I think for the spill, I could probably just do like subdivide this. All right, I think, well, I should probably go in order. So let's make the toxic mine first, which I don't really know what I'm gonna do for it, but I'm just gonna kind of go for it. So let's go ahead and start with a cylinder. We're gonna go with 12 sides, I guess. That'll keep it like round, but a little more low poly. Bring this top face down, something like that. And I think it'll be fun to compare these assets with the ones that are the free ones that came with the game. And if this series continues to do as good as like the first episode, which was absolutely insane, I'm gonna go ahead and do this with all of the free Roblox games. I think that'll be really cool. Now, let's go ahead and grab every other face. Shift D, there we go. E and S, something like that. And now I'm gonna grab these top faces and do E and just E, actually. We don't even need to scale them. All right. And I'm gonna grab the outer lines, all of these, and bring them down some. And maybe add a bevel. I'm not sure just yet. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bevel. We'll keep it, I kind of want a little curve. Something like that looks pretty nice. And then these guys, we're gonna go back to face select mode, grab these and scale them inwards. Something like this. I am gonna go like pretty far down like that, and then I'm gonna add another one of these. Shift D, scale it down, drag it up. Something like this is already looking pretty sick. Now I'm gonna inset this guy like so, drop it down just a bit, inset it again, and bring it back up. And then I'll bevel this face. And there we go, guys. I think this will be our mine. Pretty simple. Now I could go ahead and go on these and add bevel, or I mean inset these, which could look pretty sick. Something like this, and then we will extrude and scale in. Oh yeah, I think I want to add more detail. This is gonna look so nice. Oh, that will all be its own selection. Those will be neon parts probably. I don't think I need to do anything with these outsides, but I want to, so I'm gonna figure that out as well. I'll probably just inset them too, but I don't want them to be the same, so I'm gonna add a loop cut to every single one of them, and then I'll have two separate sides. It'll look a little different. We're gonna do the same tactic, but it'll look different. Alright, so now we just have to grab all of these faces, and then we're gonna inset those separately, and it'll be two sides in here. Should look pretty cool. Instead of pressing I once, we have to press it twice though, and that's gonna make it separate from each other. And then we're gonna extrude and scale in. And there we go, guys. Now for the top of the mine. I'm thinking maybe inset this a little bit and drop it down how we did previously. And then inset it again and bring it back up. And then inset, bring it up, inset, and bring it up. I'm just trying to add a lot more detail, guys, because a lot of people have been kind of giving me, I'm not going to say hate, but some criticism recently, and it's well deserved. I don't build to the top tier of my ability on video because people just kind of, you know, copy what I do, and I understand that, but, you know, hey, I gotta try to do better. Now I'm gonna have to grab all of these lines, and I'm just gonna drag them down a bit to cover up this little gap that we caused. And there we go, guys. This is gonna be our mine. I think this turned out pretty sick, actually. But there we go. So the mine's done. Let's go ahead and move that over here. What do we got up next? I think we're gonna skip the puddle. I don't really have a use for it, but I think once we find the use, then I can make it, because I don't really know what shape to make it or like what I want to do with it yet. So we're gonna skip that for now. We're gonna move on to the toxic coin. So for that, first things first, I have an image that I want to bring in. So Shift A, reference. It's this guy right here. I'm not exactly sure how to make this, so I'm just gonna kind of trace it, if that makes sense. We're gonna do Shift A, bring in a cube, and then we're gonna press Alt M in edit mode at center. And I'm gonna go ahead and trace this whole little object. All right, guys, I got the little symbol done and shaded smooth with auto smooth on. Now we're just gonna make a coin for that to sit in. Start with the cylinder. We're gonna move that down to 8 sides. Whoop, that's 9. 8 sides. Rotate it 90 degrees. Scale this in a little bit. Make it fit this. Nice. Edit mode, we're going to inset the outsides. E and S. Like so. Then we're just going to scale on the X-axis to move these in. Something like that. And then get this little like bio logo thing. As we can see, it's a little too big, so we're going to scale that down. Move it up a little bit, just so it's centered. And then scale on the X-axis. Now it's coming out this side. Not quite this side yet. There we go. There is our coin. It's kind of a thick boy. Let's scale this guy in a bit, so it's not like a super huge thick coin. And then we will just scale that down and put it over here. All right, what's up next? A jump pad. Now this, we could probably just edit the mine and make it look a little different. So we'll try that first. I just want to kind of keep a good aesthetic going on. All right, guys, here's the jump pad. I think it turned out pretty sick. I just deleted like all of the mine parts, added a new cylinder in here, kind of shaped it a little different, and I think it looks pretty cool. We'll add particles and everything like that once we get into studio. Spikes, interesting. I don't know how we're gonna do toxic spikes, but I'll figure it out and I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, so for now we're skipping the spikes because in the game they're literally just these, and I want to figure out a cooler way to make those fit the new vibe and theme of the game. So we're gonna skip those for now at least. And up next on the list we have a lantern, some way to portray light, since in the game we have like these sticks with flames on them, and I'm guessing there's a point light in them as well because we do have a lot of light over here. But I don't really think that looks good, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a lantern, and I think that'll look a lot better for the new vibe of the game. Alright, guys, I just finished up the lantern. Here it is. It came out pretty smooth, even with auto smooth on, and it's not too bad. I used a cylinder and just kept extruding, scaling, extrude, scale, inset, extrude, scale, etc., so on and so forth. And we did pretty good. So there's the lantern. I also used a reference photo for this and just made it a bit less sides than the original one was. What do we have next on our list? Support beams. So, okay. The support beams in this game is just a Roblox part. Like this, but I'm not sure exactly how we're going to make those look awesome. We probably need to do like pillars. Like a low poly pillar. I feel like that would be pretty sick, and maybe add a little bit of like breaking to it. Some breaking. All right, so guys, I just found this reference, and this is what I'm gonna build. Okay, minus these skulls that are imprinted down here, simply they wouldn't match at all. But I think this is a pretty sick concept, and it should be relatively easy to build. So we'll start out with a cube, scale on the z-axis, because hey, we don't need all that. Okay, we just don't need it all. And then we will grab our top face right here, inset that to about right here. Extrude. Extrude again. Scale in. Extrude again. This is the part with the skulls. And then we will press E for a little bit. S. I am going to drag this all the way down. and scale it till it lines up, and then I'll drag it back up. Perfect for me. I don't want it as tall though, so we'll go something like this. And then we will extrude again for a little piece. And then right here, we're gonna bevel this edge. Very nice, very nice. Now we need to go ahead and add the rest of the pillars. So it looks like it's like a kind of a stack of 3. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. I could line these up real nice and count these blocks if I wanted, but I'm going for more of a ruined look, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Now we're gonna extrude up and scale. And this is just that top little block. And then we'll do the same for the top, but kind of bring it in. Now we're gonna bevel all the sides. So grab all these and hope for the best. We don't need this many sides though, so something along these lines works fine for me. That gives it a bit more shape and definition. Now we need to go into edit mode and kind of figure out how we're gonna separate this stuff. Alright guys, I'm going back quite a ways because I kind of messed it up and I can't go back anymore. RIP. So, what I'm gonna do is delete up here and here. And now I'm gonna grab these right here and I'll press F to make that into a face. And now I will do Shift D and scale this a little different, drag it over a little bit, and bring it up. So now it's kind of like stacked on each other. Shift D will scale it back down just a hair, move it over a little bit, and bring it up. So something more like that, more broken, you know? And we could add a bit of rotation too if we wanted to, so let me go ahead. And I don't like this bottom piece of this anymore either, so that's the fun part about using a reference. You can literally change whatever you want. It's just to go off of, it doesn't have to be exact. So let's go ahead and delete these faces here, and as well as these. There we go, and now this bottom, we're gonna go ahead and fill that in as well. Alright, so with this top face here, we can go ahead and remake the top of the rune. Pretty simple if you ask me, and I think that will do it for our little statue. Alright, up next I wanted to make something that has like a spill-ish kind of thing going over the edge. Let me make this like up here, I don't even know. And then I'm gonna go to edit mode, boom, vertice selection, grab this guy right here. Oh no, probably like this guy. Turn this on. I'm gonna go to random, and as you can see, if we move this, we're getting like this kind of cool drip effect. Then we'll add a subdivision surface. It'll give us something like this. Looks pretty cool if you ask me. And since this will just be hanging off the edge and it is a 2D game, well, a lot of this will actually have to be kind of flattened out, I feel like. But we can go ahead and scale it in kind of like this. And it has a cool drip effect. If we shade smooth, it looks even better. And then auto smooth, it looks even better than that. So, up next, we can kind of go into wireframe mode. And try to delete kind of this top half. There we go. And now the goal is just to kind of... I'm just going to go ahead and flatten this out. It's going to take a while though. Alright guys, so here's what I got kind of so far. It is just going to be hanging off the side in a 2D game, so I don't think it's too important to have all the edges perfect and everything like that, but it is important for it to look kind of dripped. So, there we go. I'm going to add a decimate modifier because right now it's a lot. So we'll have that at 0.5. There we go. It does kind of get rid of quite a bit of what we were going for, but it also still looks alright, so I think we'll be okay. flip that around because this side does look cooler than this side. So I'm going to keep this side to the forefront. Just going to join those two things together. All right, that'll have to work for now. I don't really exactly know how to make that better, but, you know, it's kind of a weird asset. Alright, now let's go ahead and give ourselves an easy asset because I think we deserve one, okay? So we're going to bring in our cylinder. We'll keep the same 12 sides just to kind of keep the same aesthetic that we got going on. And we're going to make a very simple barrel, guys. It's just really a prop. There's not much nothing's really going to happen with it. But it will be cool to have, so it's all good. Alright, so here's our barrel. Very simple. Extrude, scale, blah, blah, blah. Inset right up here. I do want to add a bit of a dip in the top and another cylinder right on top as like a little spill point that just a little taller. So there we go. There's our barrel. Pretty simple stuff. And if we wanted to add like kind of something a little cool to it, a little design feature, we could go ahead, shift a cylinder, 90-degree turn, spin that over, bring this out a little bit, sticking out the front of the barrel. Make sure we're in the center here. Like that. Scale it down a little more. Something just like that. And then we could take our little bio logo over here. Separate that by selection. And then go ahead and put it onto this. Alright, the barrel's done. Do we have anything else? We do have the toxic bridge, the spikes, and the NPC, and that's it. So I don't know what we're gonna do for spikes yet. The bridge, I think, we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there. And the NPC, I gotta learn how to make NPCs and like dress them up how I want with catalog items still. Oh, there go my dogs. Okay. I think that is gonna wrap up today's video, guys. If you did enjoy and you want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.